Hello everybody and welcome to Hyrule Academy right here on Radio Hyrule. It is a pleasure to be with you tonight on July 4th. And on this July 4th, we're going to talk about a nation that has come together. They like to throw fireworks parties every year. They have a giant festival. It's a wonderful land and it's a free land. It is Termina. And I'm excited to talk about Termina today. And I'm very excited that there's so many people here tonight with us tonight, even on the 4th of July. So thank you for coming to class, even on a holiday for all my American friends. And for all of you across the world, it's good to have you back. Always good to have you back. And anyways, this is Hyrule Academy right here on Radio Hyrule every single Friday at 10 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We talk all about your favorite Zelda lore, fan theories, while listening to some great Zelda music, remixes, chiptunes, etc. It's really a fun time overall. I'm really looking forward to today's conversations, though, because we are going to be talking about Termina, my friends. We have a lot of things to talk about, and I don't want to dilly-dally too much tonight. I don't want to dilly-dally a little bit too much. So first of all, let's talk about the backstory of Termina, for those of you guys who maybe are a little unfamiliar. So after Ocarina of Time, Link leaves the land of Hyrule to find Navi. This is confirmed. And he is attacked by Skull Kid. And Skull Kid takes his ocarina and his horse. Afterwards, Link will chase after the horse, and he ends up falling down a large hole. And he comes to inside a place called Termina after being turned into a Deku Scrub. It's a wonderful land that he encounters. There are mountains, there are swamps, there are canyons, and indeed, there are even... Why can I not remember the fourth one? There's a Great Bay, there's an ocean. That's right, duh, silly me. Jeez, oh man. Coming to class unprepared. Professor MC, you had too many hot dogs in celebration today. You know that, right? I know. Too much celebration leads to not a good show, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, so then, after Link comes to this land, Majora's Mask happens, the entire plot. We're not talking about the plot of Majora's Mask here today. We're not here to talk about the plot of Majora's Mask. We're here to talk about Termina specifically. Afterwards, he departs Termina, probably. We see him, preparing to get up and go. And where does he go? Possibly back to Hyrule, possibly to other lands in search of Navi. But it kind of says that, he accepts that he can't find his friend, possibly. Yeah, so there's that. So I have a few questions for you, the audience, because I know that it's already happening inside the chat. I already see it. Oh, yeah. Question 1. How do you get to Termina? Where is this in the world? 2. Who has traveled to and from Termina? Is this a place that you can easily access? Who has gone there? Is it just Link? Tell me more. And finally, the last question I have for you tonight is Link dead? And is Termina the afterlife? It's a popular theory, most well known for the Game Theorist video that went up on YouTube. I personally will share my thoughts on that later on in the show. But as for you guys, you need to come on over to radiohyrule.com/chatroom, and we will feature all your messages and your discussions later on inside the show as well. And we'll be talking all about what you guys have to say. I'll give my own inputs on them. And in a little bit, though, we're going to be talking a little about one theory of mine that I really love and I'd really like to share with you this evening. But for now, my friends, it is time for some music, because this is a radio station and we gotta play some music. But don't worry, I'm not just gonna give you willy-nilly whatever music you want. Tonight, we have a show full of Majora's Mask music, and some that I specially picked out. One thing you will not hear tonight is the Song of Healing. That song is overdone, so I declare it done today. Instead, you'll be hearing all sorts of songs that will hopefully give you the Terminian experience. Because the Song of Healing is a very rare thing you see in Termina. We want to hear things that you'll hear every day as you walk through the Terminian alleyways and fields. So to start us off, it's a song that all of you guys will know and love. It's a very popular song, very popular, probably way too popular for me to play, but I can't resist. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody, to Hyrule Academy, right here on Radio Hyrule. I hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful time. I know I sure am. I've been reading a lot of stuff. You guys have gone to town already, and we're going to have a hard time wrapping this up at the end of tonight's show. But alas, my friends, I do want to talk about some things. But before we get to the discussions are great, the discussions are fun. But first, we need to mention what we've been listening to. 2 really great songs. I'm sure you guys have listened to them multiple times before I brought them to the show. But in case you haven't, I'll let you know what they were. First up, we listened to Dawn of a New Day, and that was, of course, by Theophany. I can't say the name. Theophany. I really need to learn how to pronounce that. Somebody should teach me sometime. I am the teacher of Hyrule Academy, not the teacher of grammar and pronunciation. But Theophany, and with assistance by Doc Jazz for Funky Entropy and Expert Novice. So thank you very much for that wonderful song, that wonderful cover of Clocktown. After that, we heard the Zora Band, and that was from the Mario and Zelda Big Band Live CD. And I've actually watched that live performance on YouTube this week, just to kind of give me a little bit of a refresher, a little bit of feeling for the Terminian life, my friends. So I'm really hoping that you guys enjoyed that music, because we'll have more of it in just a little bit. But for now, let's talk specifically about Termina, my friends. So I have a theory, and I want to bring this theory to you, and I'm sure you may have heard me say this theory before, but in case you haven't, hold with me, my friends. So we're talking about Termina, and we're talking about specifically how do people get to and from Termina. And there's one specific set of people that I think have definitely traveled to and from Termina. And it does have a little bit to do with the manga, which I know is non-canonical, but please hold with me. So we do know that there was a tribe in Icona Valley. This is a very, very, very much confirmed thing. They talk all about it, about how there was once people who stood against the Garos, and that's very fair. However, we don't see them anymore in Icona. Icona has that this tribe is gone. All right, Icona has no tribe in it anymore, and it's mysterious because over inside Hyrule. Inside the same timeline, the same the child timeline, we see the events of Twilight Princess happen, where it is described where at one time the Triforce was sought by a dark tribe. A dark tribe that came and used the fused shadows in an attempt to steal it. Of course, the goddesses didn't want anything to do with that, so they sent the light spirits to kind of stop them. And that's what happened. So this tribe got banished into a realm, the Twilight Realm, obviously, and they became the Twilight people. So my theory is that this tribe from Icona, they heard wind of the Triforce. They heard it. They heard these people that had this golden relic. And these people inside the manga were the ones who created Majora's Mask. So I'm going to draw off of that non-canonical thing to say, they were the people who made Majora's Mask. They heard wind of the Triforce. They went there and created the Fused Shadows. The Fused Shadows and Majora's Mask are both very similar objects, both in dark magic and even design. It's a very common thing that people see, that the eye on the Fused Shadow is the same eye that you see on Majora's Mask. So the theory is not that Termina is not the Twilight Realm. No, I'm seeing that in the chat. That is incorrect, my friends. No. It's that the people from Icona traveled to Hyrule and then became the Twilight people. So it's very possible that perhaps Midna is a descendant of the Icona people. That's my personal theory. It's a theory that I've actually heard restated since I started publicizing it. I started talking about it a year and a half ago, maybe even more. And since then, I've started to think of pop up. I'm just destroying the pop filter right now. The pop filter. It started to pop up in all sorts of communities, like the Reddit True Zelda. I'm seeing it in places. And maybe it was my idea originally, but I swear I came up with it off the top of my head. So I don't know. How did they get all blue then? I'm let's see. Am I misreading this here? I'm trying to read up on the chat. But yeah, all of Icona's people died from civil war. Interesting. It's interesting. A lot of people are saying that are we sure about that? That's one thing that we have to research. If you want to disprove my theory that say that they got died out from a civil war, you need to give me some facts. I want to see some dialogue in the game, because Right now, my theory stands, and I would like to see some physical proof, my friend. Pics. Or it did not happen, my friend. And that's where we stand as it is. But anyways, let's keep up these discussions inside the chat. I will be watching it. I'll be keeping my eye on it. Make sure to go to radiohyrule.com/chatroom to input your thoughts on Termina, the people who have gone to and from it, as well as where it is exactly. Let's talk about that. Anyways, more music. I'll be back in just a bit. And welcome back, everybody, to Hyrule Academy, right here on Radio Hyrule. I hope you're all doing wonderful, because I have seen your words, and they are powerful, and we must go over what your guys' thoughts are. We have so many things talked about. You guys liked my theory, but some of you guys, were trying to poke holes in it, but right now, we haven't seen anything that totally destroys the theory. We have seen a lot of stuff that makes it difficult, but it doesn't make it impossible. And that's a sign of a good theory. So I'm quite happy that I got to bring it to you guys tonight. It brings me a lot of joy. So anyway, what were you guys listening to just there? You listened to Serious Moon Business. That was by Hulk and Meyerth. I don't know who Meyerth is. I haven't heard their music before, but collaborating with Hulk is sure a good way to get your name out there. Afterwards, we heard the Elegy of Emptiness from the Hylian Ensemble. I found Hylian Ensemble on YouTube this week, and I think they only have 2 songs, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd have to go check. Maybe I'm spreading false information. Perhaps I'm a terrible person. I don't know. I'll have to check it out after tonight's show, as should you, the Hylian Ensemble. It wasn't the most smooth music I've heard, but I definitely liked their interpretation on it. It was something that we don't get to hear a lot of times in terms of Zelda music. A lot of people keep it very straightforward, and it's good. I like straightforward Zelda music, but I like to hear new stuff too. Anyways, I'm sorry to all you guys who are in the chat and talking about stuff that I'm not going to be able to address tonight. But alas, we do want to talk about what you guys have said today, and I had a lot of good stuff in here. So let's start off with one of the strongest theories I think we have tonight, and this is coming from Captain Trina, who says the Lost Woods is a portal to all the places. So her theory is that you are inside the woods, and you're clip-clopping right along on your horsey, and you're inside the Lost Woods, inside that opening cutscene that we see inside Majora's Mask. We're inside the Lost Woods, and we fall into a portal to Termina. And I wanted her to go more in depth, like, how could it be a portal to all the places? Give me more examples. And Luke the Spoo helped me out and said, in Ocarina of Time, you can travel to Zora's Domain and to Death Mountain through the Lost Woods. And okay, I felt that theory was actually pretty strong. I think it's pretty much well confirmed by a lot of people that the portal to Termina, that opening cutscene of Majora's Mask that we watch, is indeed a place inside the Lost Woods. The Lost Woods very strongly is suggested just by the trees and by the general atmosphere. So I'm okay with that. I'll take it. I'll take that theory gladly. So wonderful theory, actually. Next up, we're talking a little bit about who has gone to and from Termina. Slowpoke as a Gamer says, the Happy Mask Salesman, Link, and Skull Kid seem to be the 3 who went back and forth. At some point, Tingle's family crossed from Termina to Hyrule. So the Happy Mask Salesman is one that's very strongly confirmed. We see the Happy Mask Salesman in Hyrule, and he also seems to go to Termina, and he says he travels to other places. So I think it's pretty well confirmed the Happy Mask Salesman is a traveler all across the world, and across worlds, multiple worlds. And we also see Link travel across, and the Skull Kid, because he does recognize you at the end of the game. He does say something along the lines of, "Oh, I remember you. You were inside the Lost Woods," something like that. So it's very possible that he was indeed. It's not very possible. It is pretty much confirmed that he indeed went to and from the Termina in Hyrule. At some point, Tingle's family crossed from Termina to Hyrule. I didn't get much information on this Tingle thing. A lot of people gave me this Terminian Tingle theory, and I would like to know more about that. So if you guys want to talk about it in the chat room, I'm not going to be able to read it right now because I'm reading my document that I made. But alas, I do want to hear more about that because I think you guys all came to a lot of agreement about it. So one thing that people said was about Link and how at the end of the game he travels back. Link possibly travels back to Hyrule, and a lot of people were wondering how. And like okay, he goes back and everything, but shouldn't he be dead, or like at some point, like shouldn't he die? Because he becomes the Hero Shade, right? The Hero Shade, you know, you learn from him inside Twilight Princess, and that's supposed to be the same Link from Majora's Mask, right? All right, okay. Here's my theory, everybody. I asked you guys in the chat, and I didn't get any harsh opinions, so right now, maybe this theory is total trash, let me know. But I asked a lot of people inside the chat, I was like, hey, in Twilight Princess, do we ever see Link actually have the Triforce of Courage on his hand? And nobody really gave me a yes. Nobody could say yes. Well, there was one point inside the early development of Twilight Princess where he had the Triforce tattooed on his hand, but I don't ever see it inside the game. So unless I'm missing something, you guys might want to think about that, because perhaps Link in Majora's Mask went back to Hyrule and got the Triforce of Courage. And that's how he's able to stay alive. Maybe? I don't know. That's a theory for a whole nother day, but I don't know. It's just a very, very early theory in my brain. Anyways, Captain Trina says that the Deku Butler's son almost went back to Hyrule. That's one thing we see, that the Deku Butler's son is indeed inside that area between where you first come into Termina and where we get hurt by the Skull Kid. Somebody says the Triforce Courage is always on his hand in Twilight Princess. It flashes on his hand as he's transforming into a wolf for the first time. Okay, there we go. See? I asked inside the chat earlier. You guys didn't give me crap. But no, it's okay. It's okay. We're fine. There we go. Theory deconfirmed. There we go. It's done. You happy? You were able to deconfirm one of my theories tonight, but I still got my Icona theory, and that's staying. You guys can't get rid of that. I've searched the books on that one. Anyways, let's move right swiftly along. So, Nautilus93 says, I personally agree with the game theorist video. I think it's a pretty rounded out theory. The theory is that he died, and the 4 areas of Termina represent the 4 stages of grief, right? First of all, it's 5 stages of grief, but whatever. We'll keep moving. And so the theory is that Link is dead, and he sees areas that have the different areas of grief, like with the anger. There's anger inside Clock Town. People are upset. There's depression in the Zoras with Macau's girlfriend Lulu. That's it. I was blanking on the name Lulu, and there's bargaining. Apparently, the Goron says the Goron leader says something about how he was trying to please fix me or something. I don't know. I don't buy the theory. I do not buy the theory. For one reason only. Hyrule Historia, everybody, says quite clearly that Termina is an alternate dimension. It does not say that it is the dimension of death. It does not say it is the afterlife. It says it's an alternate dimension, a place that multiple people go to and from, and it's a hard theory to hold up. I mean, I get it. I get what you guys are saying. And Ebby also understands. Shout outs to Ebby. Ebby's a really cool person. Ebby says, could the stages of grief be linked to him losing Navi rather than him being dead himself? And that's what I like to go on. You know, personally, I don't mind people saying that the areas are like the stages of grief. I can see that. It's not a bad theory. But I think it's more about the story of Majora's Mask is not about death. It's about friendship, and sometimes you lose friends. It's all about the Skull Kid and how he wants friends and how he relies on this mask after losing his fairy friends, and how this mask transforms his relationship with his fairies. And that's what it's about in Majora's Mask. It's about friendship and losing friends and gaining friends, and that's what it's all about, in my opinion. It's not about death. And Link has to himself learn that he doesn't need Navi. He can find more friends, you know? It's death of a friendship, not death of a friend or yourself, for that matter. Anyways, moving swiftly along to the next theory. Luke the Spoo says, I think Termina might just be an underworld of Hyrule. Not an afterlife world, but just a below world. And Yasitaru expands on it and says, here's something. The path to Termina is lined with psychedelic colors and symbols, accessed via a hole. Lorule is also accessed via holes in which there are psychedelic colors and patterns. So, kind of building off of one another, you're kind of saying that perhaps it's just a place like Lorule. It's just an alternate world that exists in tandem with Termina. And that's a theory we see a lot, because a lot of people reference a lot of the character models being the same, like in having Terminian counterparts and all this stuff. And I think it's a fair theory. I'm not going to say it's wrong. I'm not going to say it's right, but it's a very fair theory. I think that it's an alternate dimension, so why not have it just be like a secondary part of Hyrule? I don't know if I want to go completely off it, because there's one thing I like to think. It's that there are other worlds inside the land of Zelda that don't rely on the basis of the Triforce. The world doesn't revolve around Hyrule. As much as I'd like to say it is, the world doesn't revolve around Hyrule. It's very clear, especially even in Phantom Hourglass and The Wind Waker, that the world goes on without Hyrule. You don't need Hyrule for the Legend of Zelda. And we see that even in Spirit Tracks. It's New Hyrule. It's not even called Hyrule anymore. It's New Hyrule. Hyrule is more of a feeling rather than a place that everything revolves around. It's not an underworld of Hyrule. It's just a place. It's another place, man. That's my personal opinion. But I don't know. You can talk about it. And Captain Trina would like to comment inside the chat. Hey, you try bending the fabric of space, time, and reality and not mess up your colors. You bring up a very fair theory. I'm seeing a theory inside the chat that Lorule and Termina are the same. I do not like that theory. I like to think that they're similar, but they're not the same. But that's just me. We'll not talk about that because I haven't formulated any ideas on that one. Next up is Slowpoke is a gamer who says, I'm brushed up on Termina concepts since I had a long argument about it already. And let me first say that multiple sources state that Termina is an alternate world, not a dream. So yeah, just to shut you all down, Slowpoke as a gamer does bring the truth, the Hyrule story, all hail the Hyrule story, and does say quite clearly to everybody that you guys must remember that Termina is an alternate world. It's not where Link's afterlife is. It's not. I mean, you can think that there. I don't like to shoot down anyone's theory, but I do sometimes. But oh, and there's my phone saying Kuko Lady. Alas, there's a Kuko Lady, my friends. Kuko Lady. She's an Ocarina of Time, and her counterpart is Anju. So there we go. I made it relevant to the stream. Anyways, let's get to music now that I've had an unprofessional moment. Thank you all for your discussions tonight. We have a lot of really fun stuff coming up. This is Hyrule Academy right here on Radio Hyrule. Welcome back, everybody, to Hyrule Academy on this absolutely fantastic 4th of July Friday night. I hope you are all having a wonderful evening. There's been some mind-blowing developments in our chat room while we've been gone. Somebody threw out the theory again about Lorule and Termina being the same, and while I didn't agree at first, my mind was a little bit blown, my friends. We had a theory that talked all about how there was snow-capped mountains, and there was a swamp in the south, and how there was geographical similarities between Lorule and Termina, and I never realized how close they actually were. It's actually quite interesting to me that even now, doing the show, and I think I am the professor here, but sometimes you guys are the instructors tonight. So anyways, let's get right on into telling you that what you've been listening to. You enjoyed that song. Don't try to deny it. I know you did. That was the Majora's Mask Suite from Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses, of course, arranged by the wonderful Chad Seiter. Thank you very much to Chad for doing hard work along with the rest of the Symphony of the Goddesses crew to bring us great music. I hope to hear some sort of return in the future from the Zelda Symphony crew, but I know that you guys are quite busy with the brand new Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions tour, which I'm sure you guys have all heard about inside the chat. But they are indeed doing a Pokemon show instead of a Zelda show this year. So I personally am very hyped. I'm hoping it comes to Pittsburgh. If it goes to Pittsburgh, I'm going. And I'll see you people there, right? Let's hope that happens. Anyways, let's get right into recapping what we've been talking about today. So today we talked a lot about Termina. We said we came up with theories. We had theories confirmed. We had theories shot down. We had theories that were just too good for some people that they just had to try to poke holes, but they couldn't. I'm just fooling with you guys. We're fooling. Just chill. Just calm down right there in the back. All right. Anyways, so what we do know, what we do have come to pretty much some conclusions, that Termina is most definitely an alternate world, not any sort of afterlife. It is an underworld, possibly. It is it is low rule. It is an alternate dimension. Whatever your theory is, we know it's an alternate world. This much is confirmed by Hyrule Historia. We didn't even need to talk about it today, but we did just to make sure that we're all happy and fuzzy and good on the inside, you know? It is an area that is accessed by a portal inside the Lost Woods. This much we cannot confirm completely, but it's pretty much a pretty confirmed thing. People are pretty agreed upon thing. People don't really have any other ideas where this portal might be in relation to Hyrule, so they say that the Lost Woods is a pretty darn good option. We pretty much came to the conclusion that Happy Mask Salesman, Tingle, Skull Kid, and Link all were travelers between the two dimensions, and I say that the Icona people were, but you guys may not still be with me on that one, but I don't know how to convince you people. And lastly, just a reminder, Link is not dead. So, I mean, there's still some people that are going to believe that the Game Theorist video until they die. They don't want to hear anything that I have to say, and nothing I could do right now could convince them. But you know what? I think that theory is just not true. But that's just me. We had a wonderful show tonight, my friends. And I have some news for you. Some news indeed. First off, I want to remind you to go to radiohyrule.com/donate and throw a few bucks over to the Radio Hyrule crew. It'll allow us to do bigger things, better websites, more apps, better shows, more hardware, software, whatever we gotta get. You can make it happen. That's how it be. Next, I'd like to remind you can go to email me. You can email me at mc@supermcgamer.com with any requests you may have. You can request music specifically or topics. I was about to say you can request me to do anything, but that is just not true. Just not true, my friends. Just not true. But now I must give you guys some sad news. Sad news? What, MC? There will not be a Radio Hyrule show, Hyrule Academy, next week on Radio Hyrule. I know I say it's every Friday at 10 p.m. I hold true. But not this coming week, because there's good news. There's good news. It's okay, guys. Just chill. Just chill. Simmer down. It's okay. Because I will be hosting Zeldathon Adventure, a up to 6-day charity marathon for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It starts July 10th. That's this Thursday at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. It's going to be a wonderful event. I have 30 people coming from all across the world coming over to an unnamed hotel. We're going to sit in a room and we're going to play Zelda for 6 days on stream. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to do silly things when you people donate. And I really strongly suggest you all join me in welcoming the Zeldathon crew to this unnamed hotel. It's our first marathon from a hotel, and I'm quite scared. We have quite a big setup to do, my friends. But it's going to be good. It's going to be so good. Zeldathon is just going to be absolutely fantastic. In fact, I do have a friend who's coming from the Netherlands, and he is arriving in my house tonight. So I do want to go and possibly go and say hello to him. So I'm going to finish off tonight's show by saying thank you. Thank you for the support on Hyrule Academy since its inception. And while the episode 12 may be coming to an end right now, and we may have a week off, episode 13 will be coming back on the 18th. And we will have a wonderful show then. And I would like to suggest you guys to check my Twitter during Zeldathon. I'm at SuperMCGamer, and I will tell you about the next Hyrule Academy, what our topic will be later on when my brain has done a little bit of thinking. Because right now, my head is spinning. So, because you guys have just blew my mind with all these series tonight. I don't even know. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I have one last song for you. This is a song that I didn't know about. I didn't hear this cover before. And this thing, I think, had only like 300 views or something. You guys are going to be blown. Your mind's going to be blown. New Zelda songs you probably never heard of before. It's Termina Field, and this is by Maxime Sever-Leblanc. It's a French guy. I don't know how to say his name, but that's who he is. Enjoy the music. Much love, everybody. See you at Zeldathon and on the 18th for more Hyrule Academy. Keep it locked to Radio Hyrule. 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 Hyrule.